Good evening. Dear colleagues, friends, family members, ladies and gentlemen. This evening is a very particular evening for us, as you can imagine. For the 53rd diploma program, Franz Kafka, this is the end of an incredible year. We, as the DLG, have gone through so much. I will never forget the very first day we all met at the DA. We came there over a year ago to take the entrance examination. And I remember I was so nervous that I could barely speak. If it had not been for those people who have become my close friends, I would not have made it. It truly was the best of times and the worst of times. We laughed and we cried. Some exams we passed, some we failed. We had fun together, and we felt sometimes so stressed that we thought we would not make it to this very day. And yet, here we are. Over the course of this year, I've come to know my fellow DLG students rather well, and I can assure you, never have I met so many so fine people. And I could not be more grateful that we were given the chance to spend this year together. This year has evoked the best of us and the worst of us. Not only one person got annoyed by seeing their colleagues every day and by some peculiar habits of other students. However, we managed to find common ground despite all our differences. We helped each other and supported each other whenever possible. And this is the one thing I could, as course speaker, not be more proud of. If anyone might have been in trouble or in need, they could have certainly relied on each and every single one of us. I certainly did more than once. I could always rely on my colleagues, on my fellow DHE students, n'importe quoi. Honestly, I would not have known what to do if it were not for them. And this evening, I shall say thank you to you. Thank you so much. Allow me one final word. Some of you will probably stay at the DA and continue with the second year of MAIS. Others will perhaps continue their studies at another university, and yet others will start to work and pursue a hopefully very successful career. But there's one thing I want to tell you. You are the most fabulous, competent, and fantastic people I had the pleasure of meeting. And it will not matter where you go or what you do, as long as you know that you always can rely on your fellow DLG students. Thank you.
Over the course of the past year, my colleagues and I have devoted great effort to our studies. Besides the usual academic challenges we had to face, we granted some success in our diplomatic relations. At the beginning of the year, we named ourselves Franz Kafka, despite it not being the top electoral choice. Reaching consensus amongst a group of 26 was an important step. Indeed, Franz Kafka and his philosophy made an important contribution to our profile. If you may allow me, I want to quote his words in German. Ich bin unpünktlich, weil ich die Schmerzen des Wartens nicht fühle. Ich warte wie ein Rind. So, we formulated the ILO, International Lateness Organization, to facilitate a better dialogue across the region of Taubstimmengasse. It became a key platform for multilateral diplomacy and cooperation. A system of intervals and rotating presidency meant that each member student took the lead for the organization on a weekly basis. Despite some members leaving the organization and making some exit moves due to their domestic affairs, we still didn't give up, stayed shoulder to shoulder, and fulfilled our duties to maintain peace and security within the group and across the academy. I have to state that in this process, the famous reunification of the DLG has been a turning point which took place in the last February. I had the pleasure of taking part in 2 study trips over the past year. Brussels presented many possibilities, fruitful meetings, productive briefings, and some thought-provoking visits to various institutions. Furthermore, let's not forget the significance and symbolism of our effective cultural diplomacy through introducing Radetzky March to Belgians, signing various treaties and holding joint press conferences. There was also a summit between the Habsburg and the Ottoman empires in this neutral territory, organized together with my friends. I'm deeply in the opinion that this process has contributed significantly to the bilateral relations between the 2 countries. So what to say about the Bulgaria trip, which was unfortunately boycotted by most of the DLG members? Only 2 of us participated. But this didn't stop us from learning more about this beautiful country, regarding its culture, history, geography, and society. This unique experience was one of the major highlights of this year. Besides the official program, which contained visits to the Parliament, EU representation, and the Austrian embassy, we had the occasion to participate both to cultural and touristic activities. I'm grateful for the careful planning and organization. A special thank you to Andreas Erman. At the end of our speeches, we would like to thank primarily our director, Mr. Ambassador Winkler, for giving us his wonderful opportunity and being always at the side of our students. Madam Deputy Director, Frau Gesandte Kepler-Schlesinger, being always helpful for us and also for the wonderful study trip to Bulgaria. Our teachers for their commitment, professors, and the study secretariat for their constant support and assistance during this wonderful year. Furthermore, I would like to show my gratitude towards a very special lady who has always supported me and made it possible to study at the academy, Maria Teresa, for founding the Oriental Academy 263 years ago and making various reforms. And of course, my mother and my family and our beautiful friends for bringing happiness to our lives. In the name of our group, we would like to thank you all for participating and sharing this happy moment with us. This graduation has a very special meaning for us and hope that it's just the beginning of a long and difficult path in our lives. Thank you very much.